My name is Matthew, and today we are going to be going over the basics of methods using our turtle friend. Today's turtle is named Tom, and up here we are going to define the world Tom lives in and where Tom is going to start off in this world. And we're going to get to these objects in just a moment. So, first, we're going to have to make a method and basically give it a name. And this method's name is going to be drawObject, and the first part is basically define a bit about the method. It's going to be a public method, and it's going to be void because we don't want this method to give us anything back. We just want it to do something with the object. Now over here we have wall, roof, and floors. We have this because we're going to be building Tom a house here. Now the wall in the method is basically going to be defined as a distance for Tom to move in a certain direction to make the wall. Now when Tom originally invoked this method, he's going to have to define it. So this is going to be defined by this 100 up here. This roof is going to be defined by the 141, and the floor is going to be defined by 200. And then we're going to get to the code. Now the reason why we're using this instead of Tom is because we want this method to basically be able to be used by any object. If we had Tom in here, then if we had another turtle named Tim, he wouldn't be able to use this method because it would be tailored to Tom. But with this is basically saying that this object that is using drawObject moves forward wall amount. And then this object will then turn 45 degrees to the right. Not so that it can, this is basically used so that not every, but most objects can use this method without any real hiccups. At least code-wise. There's another issue that I'll get to in a little bit. But let's just start here. So we're building the first wall. Now let's compile this and let's run it. And we have our first wall. And Tom's looking to build the roof now. Now we're going to take these away and turn it from notes into actual code. And we're going to say Tom, from where he is now, which is up here, turned 45 degrees from where he was facing before, is now going to move forward roof amount, which is roof is defined by 141 in this instance. And then we're going to have Tom turn 90 degrees and also go roof amount again. And let's just compile that. And let's run that. And there we go. We have Tom's roof. We are halfway done with this house. Now we're going to work on the second wall. And with this program, it's an important thing to know that a turn, like right and left, is based on where Tom is. So this is Tom's left and this is Tom's right. When coding using the turtle, you can sometimes lose track of where the turtle's facing because that defines where he's going to turn a little bit. But so we're going to turn right 45 degrees, and then we're going to go forward wall amount. Wall can be used multiple times if it needs to be. And so let's compile that and let's run that. And that gives us the other wall to Tom's house. Now the last step is to build the floor, and we're going to be turning right again. So normally at the beginning this was Tom's right and this is his left, but now since we're facing the opposite direction, that is also switched. So now after turning one last time, we're going to go by the floor amount. We're going to go forward floor after turning, and that should finish Tom's house. And there we go. We have a finished house. Now, those with methods, methods can be used by many objects. So let's make a new turtle now. Let's say we have turtle Tim. I know I'm so original. I honestly can't think of a better turtle name. So we're gonna make this new turtle, and we're gonna say he starts at 700 and 300. Okay, so now that we have a new turtle, we're gonna have Tim also draw a house, just to show that this isn't subjective only to Tom, and that if we do this right, any object could use this if we define it right, though. So, and then we do that, and then let's compile that and see what we. And there we go. We have the same object, just in a different space and with different dimensions. But now Tim and Tom are neighbors. And that is the basics of methods. They're basically instructions to build an object or to do a certain action that you want the code to do. And that is my presentation on how to build turtle houses by defining methods. Thank you for listening.